tells you something because the bar he works in is this very place. That's what you people do to our staff. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to crack on. We're fast running out of time. We've got 2 more acts to go in this section. Please, clapping and cheering and giving it up for Mr. Phil O'Shea!
Right guys, how are we doing? We alright?
Yeah.
I'm just going to start off with some pop trivia for you guys. I mean, you're all familiar with the Beach Boys, right? You know the Beach Boys. You've probably seen, the Americans, you know. You've probably seen the Pet Sounds, right? You know that album. It's a good album, right? But on the front cover, I don't know if you've seen it, they're feeding goats. Just the pop trivia, basically they had to sacrifice those goats. It's a bit unfortunate, but it's just, I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried taking a goat to the beach, but that's the problem. I mean, because they freak out, don't they, when they see the sunscreen. Because sunscreen's made from shredded goats, no? Ever seen a sunburnt goat? I think I've made my point. I mean, I think you've seen you might see what looks like one. How do you know it's not just an old woman who's following some candy floss? Because she wouldn't have the horns, would she? If old women had horns, you wouldn't need a free bus pass. On you go, love, you got the... That's how that would work. So, it's good to be here. I just became a father recently, so that's my big... Oh, cheers. I mean, I know... Thanks. I know I might look a bit young to be a father, but then again, it's only a small child, so... I didn't realise how small it was until I was using it. You know when you use a hole punch, you get those little white circles of paper, right? It was only little, as I say, and one of those little white circles fell down towards him, and just before it landed on him, he went, "Oh no, it's the moon!" It very much indicated how small he was. John Stuart Mill, right, he famously asked whether it's better to be Socrates dissatisfied or a pig satisfied, right? I mean, I think it depends on what you're going to do with your life, doesn't it? I mean, if you want to be entered in philosophy competitions, Socrates every time, isn't it? You know, if you want to be entered in curly tail competitions, you know, the best of both worlds, you know, is a cross between a pig and Socrates, because there was a creature that could dissect the nature of virtue while at the same time rooting around for truffles. But, you know, I mean, of course, when this creature was executed for corrupting the young, at least get the consolation of sausages. But I mean, they're 2 fundamentally different things. I mean, is it better to have an owl or a frisbee? You know, they're just different. I think it's better to have a bit of both, you know, like one of these guys. So, you know, I mean, you can catch it in your hand, sure, you just let it perch on your arm, there's so many options. You don't play at night, though. I mean, what we've got here, right, guys, you can probably see, that's basically a horse made out of various toiletries products. What happened there was I was in the bath, I was thinking about horses, and I mean, it's got a tongue made out of toothpaste, so it can have as many sugar cubes as you want. You know, the other thing about horses is they used to have those blinkers, didn't they, to stop them get distracted, but horses just started turning their heads. So. 1-0 to the horses. I mean, what they do now is they put telescopes on there, don't they? But you've seen the problem, their heads droop down, you need to put a little stand. You know, then when they move their feet, it hurts their eyes. All these horses wondering, how come when I move my feet, it hurts my eyes, which is why reflexology is so popular amongst horses. And when you go into a reflexologist's office, there's a queue of horses stretching for miles, but they didn't have any horses just because of the telescopes in between each one. Imagine if you had a telescope that was so powerful you could see all the way around the world to the back of your own head. That would be weird, wouldn't it? Be a weird situation. Do you like the Rolling Stones? They're pretty good. I mean, a lot of people don't know about the Rolling Stones. That album, Let It Bleed, you know where they got the cake on the front? A lot of people don't realise that that was originally going to be a Beach Boys album. It didn't work out. I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried taking a cake to the beach. They freak out, don't they, when they see the sunscreen? The sunscreen made from shredded cakes. Ever seen a sunburned cake? I think we've covered that. I mean, I had a surprise party thrown for me recently, and they did the thing, you know, where they jump out of the cake. I wasn't that surprised. It was a massive cake, do you know what I mean? The only way I'd be surprised with something coming out of the cake would be like if there was a little cheesecake and a stag came out. He's off with a cutlery, isn't it? You can't fingerprint a stag, they've got hooves. It's a perfect crime in many ways. I mean, do you ever feel you should listen to the little man in the back of your head? I feel like that sometimes. I mean, we've all got them, haven't we, the little men? I mean, everyone's had them throughout history. Sigmund Freud, Starsky and Hutch had them, didn't they? One each, obviously, they didn't share. I mean, the irony of that is that the tiny Starsky and Hutch never met, did they? It would have been a good cop show, though. Just riding around a little toy car, knocking over sugar cubes. Solving tiny crimes, you know, bumblebee theft, that kind of thing. Well, I'm going to leave you soon, guys. Do you think if a light bulb has an idea, a little man appears above it? Right, see you later.